have to. I'm just getting ready to go for a short swim. The reason I need to swim is because I've now become accustomed to the cold water, and I need to stay accustomed to it as the water gets cold throughout the winter. When I get back, I'm going to talk about what I've been doing running wise since I picked up an injury a few years ago, and what I've had to do to persevere, to keep going so that I can now get back to running, and I'll go into more detail about that when I get back. So I'm back from my swim. The sea was cold, it was rough, and I actually cut my swim short a little bit because it was getting not dangerous but uncomfortable to swim in those conditions. The real target was to swim for 10 plus minutes so that I maintain the accustomization that I've got with swimming in the cold seawater, because clearly it's going to get colder as we go into winter, and with lack of swimming pools in the area open, I want to be able to swim. The reason I want to be able to swim is because I love running. Now that might sound a bit odd, but I've had some injuries that swimming actually helps. And what I'm going to do now is read the post to you that I put up as an article yesterday. So excuse the glasses and excuse me looking away from the camera while I read it to you. So today I swam. Yesterday I ran round of one of my favourite routes at a pace that a year ago I doubted I would ever do again. There have been lots of posts about making effort, tenacity, determination, which are so true, and it takes all of them to achieve whatever you want in any application. A few years ago I was in the top 10% of runners in my county, and then I picked up an injury that has taken me over 5 years of abstinence, treatment, rehabilitation to recover from. It wasn't a serious one, just a persistent one, and it needed time to heal. After lots of professional advice and quite a bit of friendly, well-meaning advice, I resorted what felt right for me to rehabilitate my running about a year ago with easy running on the shingle beach near my home in Whitstable. Against popular opinion, I realised that the impact of my feet hitting hard ground was aggravating the injury, and decided that running on a surface that would absorb impact while at the same time exercising muscles and fibres that normally wouldn't be used. So I ran on the beach for park run and a couple of times easy each week. Then along came coronavirus and lockdown, which meant that rather than travelling all over the country, I was, like a lot of people, confined to work from home. Working from home gave me the advantage that unusually I could put structure into my otherwise chaotic working days and run more often, albeit that the running would have to be early in the morning. My plan was simple: run the same route as many days as possible each week, starting with 3 times a week and build up to 6 times a week, with no effort until I built up the foundation of regular running. For the first 3 months, everything went well, and then injury raised its head again. But the cause was different, and so was the injury. This injury was caused by spending 8 to 12 hours a day in front of a computer with hardly a break, and meant that I had to ease back on my training and or do something to recover from it and stop it happening again. So I started taking regular breaks to posh around for a few minutes in our garden, and as the weather and sea temperatures were warming up, I started swimming. Swimming uses most of the muscles of the body and exercises those around the lower back region that were causing the problem. For the past 4 months, I have been swimming 2 to 5 times a week, and it has enabled me to both resume my beloved running and increase the pace of my training. I'm nowhere near where I was 5 years ago, but after 5, nearly 6 years, I'm beginning to feel the confidence that I might actually be able to run as fast as I want to again. Persistence is key, and today my new normal training pace was not far from where it used to be 5 years ago. So the moral of this story is Don't give up, keep going, pursue your dream, but you might need to reevaluate. You might need to check and make sure that you're heading in the right direction, that you're doing the right thing. And if you're not, redirect and then go for it again. I did, and I wish you luck in what you do.